I want to talk now about a series of reactions that are perhaps the most important in this course, and those are the named reactions involving enolate nucleophiles. These include three main ones: aldol, claisen, and michael, and they all involve enolate nucleophiles. What's different between them is what the electrophile is, and so I really want you to emphasize that in your note-taking. The electrophile in the mechanism is going to dictate the reaction mechanism, and it will cause a different functional group to be produced for these three different named reactions that I explained. At the end, there'll be a fourth one known as the Robinson annulation that is really just a combination of aldol and michael. So I'm going to give you a way to organize these reactions in your notes, and you should create these columns. So we'll think about the name, the electrophile, whether or not that electrophile has a leaving group, and then the product. And spotting these products and their specific functional groups is very important for being able to have a plan for how to do synthesis problems. All of these reactions form new carbon-carbon bonds, and you should be able to see those new bonds in the products.